Welcome back to the Caster Arch Network. This is Duelist. We had a hold. We're trying to get this final battle in. Unexpected, but welcome to Battle 6. To overcome the rare tie on the map 5. I think we've had this situation once or twice before in most of our battles, so it's rarefied air. We still got tons of pilots. Super late at night. They must be enjoying themselves. I'm glad to have everybody here. Thank you all for participating today. Thank you all for watching. What in the world was that? Anyway, battle started 964. Battle will end 9334, 934. They've got 30 minutes to kill each other. These two teams have been waiting a long time for a victory today on this planet, so I think that we're going to have the two teams whack into each other and blow each other apart, and we'll see who's left standing. This is Duelist. We are bringing you Tikhonov Task Force as the blue team, defending against the attack on planet Genoa against Saiph Protectorate. Led by Wolverine's Rebirth, a couple mercs, got a whole full-blown merc team taking them on. It's a Donar. It's a ERPC Donar, of course. Anyway, perfectly legit strategy. It's Serpentis, one of the best pilots out there in those floaty VTOL things. They've got some AA down there, so this will be an interesting fight. I know there's look at how much room he has to work with, and also how hard it is for him to see, even if he has enhanced zoom. Like, that's his view right now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, if you have to defend against aerospace. There's just you've got limited stuff left. Let's take a look here. Has he attacked? Yeah, he has attacked. So they've seen him. Alright, Scat, Loki. Alright, none of that crap's gonna be shooting down a plane. Oh, he got the rifleman. Yeah, they'll be alright. So he runs out of ammo. Anyway, the Catapult D is an extra asset. Decided to give the teams something with a little bit more firepower than usual, a little bit more armor. Trying to break away from giving the Osirises or the Eulers or the Ares all the time. It was a good list for back in the day, but now that we have a new system, I'm not entirely sure that we're always going to be using that in the future. Burner in the Aero Daishi, and hopefully... Nope, not the Aero Daishi. 70 assets plus mercenaries, and it's a good thing they have access to mercenaries for the defenders, otherwise they'd be out of stuff right now. Or close to, and trust me when I say I was in that channel and they were having a hell of a time, even the mastermind statisticians that they have available on that team putting together a powerful super list. Burner got a couple more assets in that attack fleet of his, so anyway, should be a good battle. I've been taking a broadside of, I guess, to be ATMs. They should have to, I don't know, I'll have to take a look and see a bit closer. Anyway, let's see if the two teams say screw it, there they are, let's go after them, or if there's a bit more strategy to it this time around. Hell of a battle on Ivan's new map, on map 5, and very, very interesting result on it, and looking forward to playing it tomorrow in terrain control mode, which is what it's designed for. Appreciate Ivan letting us try it out today in drop mode. Proxima keeping an eye on him. Just got to be careful not to take too many hits, because that's some long-range crap over there. We've got Nightmare doing a little bit of scouting of his own. Teams are pretty well balanced, at least I think so. Went in and did a bunch of calculations and stuff. Took a look. Now, if I take this player out, put him in there and all that, but anyway, we're going to see what happens, because both teams, the blue team's got more carrying assets, but that Donar, if they don't pay attention to it consistently with the rifleman, is going to do some pretty nasty damage, which, screw it, the two teams are just staring each other down at the moment. Let's go take a look and see. There's Serpentis. Took a pretty nasty hit there, he did. Anyway, looks like he's probably beat up. That's why he's sticking back, trying to attack from the side a little bit. Only has 25 tons to work with on that thing. It's not a Shiva. It's not a Visigoth, so you can only take so many hits with that thing. So he'll report on their positions, and maybe after a while the Tikhonov forces are going to think, if we don't move, there's no information for the for Serpentis to report that gives the other team an advantage. So if they just sit tight and make the other team come to them, they've got pretty good setup right here. They've got range, they've got firepower, they've got their things spread out. They've done a pretty darn good job of trading fire and flanking, and this is a battle that these two teams want badly. This is something they've been fighting all day for. They want to go to bed happy with a victory, so I expect a hell of a fight, and I expect it to come down on the wire. We'll see what happens. Those LRMs are going to do some damage on Ivan if they land. Looks like he's dumbfiring them, though. Yeah. Not positive if they have an APC. I'm a bit rusty. I know that's a bad thing to say. But, it's late at night, map 6. Yeah. So anyway, looks like Ivan and Nightmare are trading. Well, Nightmare's back. Ivan's trading fire over there. Bob and Burner, a couple of the other assets. Invictus, the commander for the blue team. Burner, probably the commander for the red team. Two teams just filling each other out, utilizing their range where they can, letting themselves take some hits. Donar's probably beat up enough that Serpentis, wherever he's at back there, is going to just have to play a bit of a passive role, wait for the blue team to focus on the red team, and go from there. Alright, so we're mostly at long range here. Looks like I've pulled back wherever he's at. I don't think we're going to miss anything if we take a look at the individual assets. Burner, there's Ivan. The one thing you got to watch out for here is that if somebody makes a better move, if somebody flanks without them seeing, and you can bring all your weapons to bear, even 1 or 2 shots before the enemy can respond. In this type of battle, can turn the whole thing around. I am using an open mic tonight, so I'm not going to be as edited as usual. Not that I ever have to edit anything, but got a hell of a battle so far. Two teams utilizing their intricate knowledge of this map, having played it countless times, feeling it out, getting some shots off. Looks like Burner's telling his team to move around a bit, trying to attack from a different angle, try to get some more cover. Invictus telling his team to just stick here and feel it out a bit. Invictus in an assault. Usually is. Probably is. Yeah, I think he's in an assault or something. Assault. There he is. Light Gauss, awesome. Not a bad mech, but you can also tell that not a crap load left in the list. I'm sure I knock it now, but maybe it's the Victor. Tree. Anyway, time-wise, 9:33 roughly, so we're about a third of the way in here, I think. As Serpentis is doing a pretty good job now. They're focused on firing off the left and the right flanks off to the side here. That Serpentis is able to get a couple of shots off without having to worry about it, especially if the rifleman's up close. Alright, we've been following the blue team for a while. Let's follow the red team. We played Kagoshima last weekend. For whatever odd reason, the extra asset for each of the teams is a FAF-RC. And Burner did a hell of a job. He pulled his team out of the base when the enemy team was rushing and then pulled them back in, and that was able to get them the victory. And I don't think we're going to see a close-range battle here, but I do think that we're going to see some close-range fire support after a while. You see Ben and his Hewitt associate are slowly able to move up here and get pretty decent amount of cover. The Hewitt can't be under this hood though. It's if that's the Arrow Hewitt, which Hewitt B. Yeah. A, ridiculously good firepower, and B, you get that thing in the river at under 700. That thing is low armor, but ridiculous firepower. Take down assaults. Good. Anyway, we've got a disconnect or a death. Can't quite tell which one. Burner, veteran, Burner and the veteran pilots know the rules well enough. They'll be able to get their associate back in there if it is in fact a disconnected asset. It's up to both teams. Gentleman's agreement if they want to fire on any non-dead asset. If you're a pilot trying to get back to a DC'd asset, go on foot and take a harasser. If you die on the way there, you're dead. If your mech despawns, you're dead. Only can call for a hold before teams exchange fire. That rule's kind of designed to prevent any kind of really stretchy situations where you've already had a battle and then they hold right in the middle of it when the team can get an advantage or buy enough time to figure out a strategy and stuff. So don't see as many holds as we used to, although we still see holds sometimes. You'll get 8 feet out of the hangar. But it's always good. We always want to have a competitive atmosphere out here, have people having fun. It's a public event, it's a league event, it's kind of an odd mix, trying to do both. But I think we do a pretty good job of it. And so right now, if that player died, then they're down 2 carrying assets and they're down 1 ground asset. If it was a simple disconnect, they just need to buy time. The way they're moving, they're not trying to protect anything, so I think there might have been a death off screen. If we missed it, check Django's video. If he releases one later this week, he'll probably have a better view of it than I do, and just get a feel for the large size of the map. Even though you've played it a lot of times, what keeps us coming back to this game a lot is that no engagement's really ever the same. There's so many variables between the mechs, the weapons, the pilot skill, the maps, that things can really get nuts. And the way we're going here, unless somebody decides to charge, we may go down to the end of the timer at 6:33 ballpark, all that other stuff. I'll keep an eye on there. OG 69. 669 would be 6639, which would be about, what, halfway through? Check the recording. Anyway, let's try to follow the red team a little bit while I take a look at the screen here. Burner in a powerful assault mech. He enjoys assault mechs. He often takes lighter mechs himself to give his really good pilots the powerful mechs, but lately he's been taking some of the assaults. 12 minutes into the match. 12 minutes, 25 seconds roughly, so if we just round that up, 18 minutes. Yeah, about 23 minute take. We'll figure it out. Anyway, Burner's moving his team in, trying to get either more range or just get to a different distance. Serpentis, again, is able to track their positioning, so he'll be able to report if they move. And in this particular instance, I don't see a reason to move. You can hit from 270 degrees from that particular spot. Not the maybe something interesting. This might be the prime with large beam lasers, still the same range, but not quite as much of a punch. You see the rifleman not quite in position. Yeah, it's definitely not the. It's definitely not the beam. Rifleman trying to get off his shots. Oh, almost hit him. That was close. Anyway, playing on shooter server tonight. That's why he has the wonderful 1 or 2 ping. Yeah, you can see that that it was in fact a disconnect. So that's why they're trying to position to protect their asset. Into it. Probably. Yeah, go ahead and count it home. So the thing is here is that the teams have seen the assets they're both using. They know generally what they're facing. Red team knows a bit more about the blue team than the blue team knows about the red team, but you still have to respect pilot skill and respect weapons and positioning. So right now, even though Ivan might be able to see that way off in the distance over there, they can't automatically rush in at it. They can't just shoot it. You've got to be able to get a feel for your opponent, think about their tendencies, their strategy, think about what you would do if you were over there. And with that is where you have the monumental task that Invictus and Proxima have here in directing these excellent pilots, and the same thing for Burner and his very respectable excellent pilots of Wolverine's Rebirth and Mercenaries in so many variables. We discussed this earlier on the earlier map, and when you've got 2 job commanders at the top of the game, like they do in these matches today, even though it doesn't look like there's anything going on right now, that could be anything but the case. There's 10,000 things going on. And I wish I had camera angles to cover every single mech, because you never know when a match is going to be decided by some sort of small little move. And it does look like that was a kill, or the mech despawned, so they are up 2 carrying assets. And given this particular stage, I would not be surprised if the strategy for the blue Tikhonov defenders is simply say, "Come at us, Burner. Bring your assets in, and we'll take our chances." I don't even want to think about if we had a tie on map 6, because again, that would be crazy, particularly because the defenders would be either out of assets or be throwing out their crap assets. We've ran out of assets before. I was there. We lost our first battle in the Chaos March with the Blakist forces. Whoa, Burner's bringing it. All the assets. Shooter better be careful there. He's got some cover, but not a lot. Exchanging a lot of firepower. Burner doesn't even want to risk them going to a tie. He's saying, let's get some kills, let's get them now. Lambs will be able to pick up about half those missiles. Best of all, the other MRAC will be fine. Shooter's dead. Just trying to get in and see what he's able to do. Alright, now the Donar can go to town. So anyway, the 2 teams are caught up. Burner's got a bit better positioning right now, in theory, these teams together. So they're gonna just keep firing out, and we'll see what happens here. If I were, I don't know what I would do, honestly. If I were the blue team, I would just try to focus fire and get the cover when you get too damaged. It's going to be all about landing shots and shooting the same things right now. This is, but right now, landing your shots. Well, there you go. So, blue team up a mech. You can see they've got 2 or 3 of their assets pushed off to the side. That can be a good or a bad thing, depending on what you're talking about. The LRMs are going to get through here. Hit Thunderbird pretty hard. Thunderbird probably took some good damage. He's going to try and get back if he can. They're trying to push up against Bob, prevent him from flanking in. Victus, ouch. Victus is going to have 2 or 3 things shooting at him. You're in a Daishi, so I mean, for goodness sakes, you can take some hits, or excuse me, an awesome, but don't treat it like a Daishi and Victus. I'm curious to see how this match goes. Serpentis continues to get some hits off over on Dashfire over there. They took down, I'm going to guess it's Burner. Victus may go down himself. That's a lot of damage. Blue team up a mech, I think. Moving the rest of their blue assets back, trying to defend. Yeah, they lost the riflemen, so that Donar is going to go to town on them. That could be definitely a deciding factor after a while, because right now they have to focus on the red team and the blue team and the Donar's positioning, and they don't have anything that can take down the. Well, Dashfire's got some ATMs, but that thing's not going to do a lot if you can't get in position. So let's see, if Dash goes down, we're all tied up for carrying assets. Okay. He's going to go crit. That's going to hurt. I'll give him some room to move back. Still anybody's fight, but now they have nothing to counter the Donar. I don't care how damaged that thing is. That's going to really, really add up quickly. And remember, even though they're not moving much, they still do have to move, and being able to say they're left, they're right, or they're behind is certainly an advantage right now. He's got to pull his assets together. He's got to get that tank off on the left, closer to him. He needs to pull Thunderbird back. Thunderbird and his buddy aren't going to be enough to take on Bob right now. Certainly enough to keep them down. Anyway, time-wise, still got about 11 minutes, so I don't think time's going to run out. Thunder's down, and Burner's got the advantage now with the red team. Still enough on the field for the blue team, but with that Donar not taking it down with the rifleman, I think it's going to be enough to turn this fight if I were a betting man. But I've been wrong in the past. Right now, our tank buddy here, I apologize, I'm really bad with names until I'm used to try Sten. Sten's got to try and back up a bit. get back to his teammates. If he's taking too much damage, he needs to be really careful here. If he's still fresh, that's alright, but he might be the next one to go down. He's been playing for a little bit, but hasn't been around as much as Thunder has, so this can be a little bit of a scary situation for him, trading firepower and just trying to stay alive while you've got the Donar poking at you and you can't fire back. He's got Invictus supporting him against Bob over there. Bob's stuck. FK. Oh, Bob just waiting for something to get in the range. Moving their positioning in. Right now, they're moving all their assets out as far as they can, trying to get a firing solution on something. Sten's in pretty safe positioning now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assets left in your sphere, and the clan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, don't do that to me. I would love to see a very good battle here, but if we have another tie, we're going to have to wrap it up for the night, finish it up tomorrow, and I just don't know if there's enough assets. Sure, we could lock it at a 4v4 or 5v5, or do a terrain control mode or something like that, but I want to see this settled on the field either way. Hell of a battle going on right now. Lots of crap moving around, lots of position changes, and a lot of shall we say gamesmanship. I haven't really taken a look at what they have left. Bob and that Mad Cat and that Donor might as well equal an assault. That's a powerful thing, and they're lucky that a rare miss from Serpentis on that shot there, that it hit the tree. Unless that was Ivan's shot, I'm not sure. Anyway, Sten continues to try and provide support from range. You've seen what they have, a couple mediums, 60-ton tank, 60-ton thing. Cuddles, Sniper, Cougar, Raven, C, so they can see them on radar at least. Bob is not as beat up as I initially thought. I mean, he's not smoking or anything to indicate, like, heavy damage, but, what's Django in? I mean, the Donar you can counter, right? But what's Django in? It's the question. Hewitt and Bob. Unless that Hewitt's beat up, they're just waiting to make them move. They've got tonnage maybe goes to the red team. Excuse me, tonnage maybe goes to the blue team, but the red team's got the firepower right now. Abso-freaking-lutely has the firepower. And they've lost another mech, so now the clan side has we're tied up at carrying assets. The blue team's probably beat up right now as well as Bannock. Let's see, okay, Ryakin, alright, that's powerful. Awesome, give it some range, and it's Invictus's hands. Okay, that's pretty good. Sticking inside of the base. Hewitt's nowhere near, Mad Cat's nowhere near. Where's the other two stuff? Ooh, that's not good. Ivan's lost. Hopefully the Gauss can. Much rather have the PPC, I think. He might die. And then his associate, Manic. Wow, this is going to be close, because after a while you're going to pull the Hewitt and the Mad Cat in, and maybe you can take on one, but not both. So at this point, the red team still has to move up. The blue team still, at least, is going to force a tie as long as nothing dies, but they're beat up. And unless Bob's Mad Cat is in orange or red damage, I just don't see enough on the field right now for me to confidently say, yeah, blue team's got this. So I still think anybody's fight. You see what the blue team's doing. They're just going to sit back, try and not give that Donar much to shoot at. Red team, Cuddles, just sticking back, making sure they don't poke around, joining up with Raven, and they're just trying to sit back and provide them from moving into the base. They could be very beat up themselves. They may be holding them back, honestly, just as carrying assets for a little bit. The Raven's providing good radar information for his buddies, and Cuddles is got some sniping range, but those are light mechs, and even against the damage to other assets, they probably want to be careful. Bob slowly moving up. He's Django's around there somewhere. Ivan's very damaged, so he's going to protect himself. Bannock trying to hunt a little bit. Invictus, Mechwarrior, and Ivan supporting. So, where does this leave us? About 5 minutes, and I probably need to tell them that. Let's go ahead and just follow. I guess this match flows through these guys, so we'll take a look here. Let's go take a look at the timer. Four minutes, 30 seconds left. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash.
Channel switched.
4 minutes, 30 seconds left, ballpark.
Channel switched.
4 minutes, 30 seconds left, ballpark.
Channel switched.
Okay, we didn't crash.
Duelist is a draw situation right now?
Yes.
User left your channel.
Four minutes left. Well, here we are, map 6. He's not a carrying asset. Serpentis isn't, so no harm in getting up in here and starting to blow some crap up. Under 4 minutes left. He's reporting on their position at the base. Simple enough. Bob and Serpentis gonna have to be decided by Burner, whoever's left or in charge over there. Probably Serpentis. He's gonna have to say, we'll take the draw, or we'll go from there. I've counted 5 assets for red, 4 for blue. 4 blue assets are ground. Because of the Donar right now, we still have a game situation. At this point, you have to bring the lights up. If you're going to do it, you have to bring the lights up. You've got the Mad Cat slowly pushing up. You've got the Cougar behind him. The Raven, I have no idea. The Hewitt, I have no idea. Probably best we just stayed with the blue. I'm going to see what the hell happens. If we end up with a draw, it's going to be some historic stuff, people. Frankly, if I were the blue team, I'd be Garrison like there's no tomorrow. And if I were the red team, honestly, I'd be telling Serpentis to get ready to push up, float about over here, get some shots off, and I'd be pushing up with Django and Bob with everything I had. In fact, that's what we got. 2 minutes for somebody to kill somebody without getting themselves killed. This is going to be close, because even if somebody gets a kill, that's going to mean that they are in position to kill the enemy. So, gosh, this is going to be close. That Hewitt could probably kill too. That Hewitt probably could finish it off, especially if he's fresh. Remember, well, Nightmare's beat up now, as is Ivan, so really it's Catapult D against the Hewitt. Holy shit, they got the Hewitt. Holy freaking holy, what a match. A minute 15 left. Red team's got to kill somebody. Remember, the Mad Cat's beat up to hell. Okay, they got a kill. I think we're going to have a result. Three to 4, red team's got the advantage at the moment. Red team's got victory in their hands. Sorry, I have to look at the time. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Alright. What a battle. Inner Sphere wins. Inner Sphere wins. Planet defended in 6 maps. I didn't think that we were going to conclude it today, but we did. That's it. That only leaves Deimos as a mech. Time has run out. Match over. I will let him finish it. Well, there you go. Damn. Folks, video of the week. I guarantee it. See you next time on the Chaos March as the Tikhonov Task Force in 6 maps successfully defends planet... Oh, look it up. Genoa against the Tikhonov, against the Wolverine's Rebirth led Saiph Triumvirate, and they pick up some momentum. Let's see if they are not quite done in the Chaos March yet. All right, Tikhonov, balls in your court. What are you going to do? All right, for Wolverine's Rebirth, for Smoke Jaguar, for 12th Vegan Rangers, for Knights of the Inner Sphere, we thank you for watching the Chaos March Network. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow, everyone.